Hey YouTube, what is up? My name is Brandon Red and this is Ramen Noodle Budgets. Now you're probably wondering why I have a crazy mustache and why I have not uploaded in like 5 months. Things have been really crazy on my end, but you know, Halloween season is coming out. It is August as of right now, but you know, it's still coming. I just went and saw Scary Stories and To Tell in the Dark or whatever, and that was fantastic and it really put me in the Halloween mood. So luckily, I went to my local Spirit Halloween, which yes, is open this early this time of year, and I picked up a Trick or Treat Studios H1 mask, which I was shocked they actually had out because a lot of people haven't even received their pre-orders yet, but I'm like, you know what? So I decided, after thousands of comments asking me to do an H1 Rehaul video tutorial, I decided why not, and here it is. So I think it came out fantastic. It took me forever to style the hair and you will see my process of that in this video. But yeah, let's jump right into this. I tried a whole bunch of new techniques for this mask, very different than what I did for the Halloween 2018 mask. But yeah, let's check it out, guys. So as you can see, the sculpt done by Trick or Treat Studios is actually pretty incredible. It looks really identical to the one seen in the 1978 film. Obviously there are a few issues though. I mean, it is a mass-produced item, but for $60 you really can't complain. The hairline is just way too accentuated and it does need some paint details. So I did invest in a airbrush. I'll have the link in the description below for the one I bought. It was like $150 for the set. I had no idea how to airbrush, so I kind of wung this, and you'll see quite a few of my issues. I bought 2 acrylics, a peach and a caramel color, and then I mixed in a little bit of terracotta with liquid latex. I did a 1-to-1 ratio like I usually do with a hand brush. And I didn't really know how to get the right viscosity. I've airbrushed before, but never using latex, and as you can see, this was my first attempt. It was way too thick. I did not add enough water. And then after adding enough water to get it to spray through, because you can see it is so, it has no coverage at all. And it came out really streaky. So what I actually ended up doing, so this was a lot of trial and error for me, and there's not a lot of information really online on how to mix latex. I know a lot of people use rubber cement, but I wanted to try out latex. So I eventually got the right mix by using like a lot more distilled water, and I actually used a little bit of airbrush thinner that came with the kit. And it came out a little bit darker, but obviously it was still very thin because airbrushing acrylic paint, cheap acrylics like this, is very difficult. So I honestly wish I would have went in and just kind of hand painted it. This was the final result, and it's definitely not this dark. It didn't look this dark. It's just the lighting. It wasn't that orange. After that, I decided to paint a little bit of white over it. I kind of just wanted to show what they did in the original movie was paint over the Captain Kirk mask, which was this skin tone. So I wanted to do it as close to the original as possible. So I mixed up a white with a little bit of a blue to kind of get that fish belly white color like they used in the original film. And I airbrushed over. I had a whole bunch of reference photos printed out that are kind of out of focus here. What I did was I tried to create, I tried to mimic what they did of leaving areas with the skin tone. So obviously underneath the neck and areas like that. I wish I would have avoided the inner eye a little bit more because there's supposed to be a lot more of that skin tone there, and I tried to keep the back of the neck also kind of with that skin tone because I figured that's probably a spot they didn't get with the spray paint can in the original movie. This is pretty much where I ended up going. So there's a little bit you can see through. It's kind of almost like a translucent white, which I really ended up liking. I thought it added a lot of definition. So the next thing we're gonna fix, obviously I messed up the hairline, but I really didn't care because I had an idea to fix it anyways that I got through the Michael Myers net form. Basically start in really small sections and add a little bit of liquid latex down with a paintbrush. I went a little bit onto the latex and then over the glue line itself just to really help adhere. And then what you're going to do is pull over the hair itself and just squish it right into that liquid latex. Now the liquid latex dries super quick. It only takes about you have to hold it for about 5 to 10 seconds and that hair will be stuck on there. And then basically what you're going to do is you're going to continue to go over all of the sections of the hair, kind of in like I said, 1 to 2 inch sections, and continue on. And you will see right away this totally changes the way the mask looks. The hairline itself is a little high for my taste, and I know a lot of people complain about that as well. So not only are you covering up this obvious glue line, but you are fixing that as well. And as you can see from a side-to-side comparison there, it's a massive difference. It looks so much better. So the only issue I had with, besides the hairline mask, is that this, the paint itself on the hair was terrible, at least on my copy. Like the black to brown ratio was terrible, so I ended up using my airbrush and just painting a little bit of black over like they did in the original film with a black can of spray paint, and I brushed it through and I thought that looked so much better. Now we're going to bring out a little bit of that skin tone that we used originally, so that the whole purpose. I put a little bit of a naphtha on a cotton swab and began to rub off some of that white paint. Now this was obviously like kind of creating some weathering effects, and there's some spots that face of the inner eye I wish I would have just avoided with the airbrush in the first place because it does look a little odd, but I think it was fine. I went over the lips as well, and this is really your own preference. I found a few different reference photos of some other people's replica masks and kind of followed that. Mine is a little more weathered. I kind of wanted that almost like the ending of the scene or ending of the movie kind of mask where a lot of it was kind of deteriorating. I tried to not go into like an H2 kind of style mask, but I would love to do an H2 mask, and after working on this one, and I have so many plans to do that with an H2 TOTS mask. I went over the nose as well, and then here I'm kind of trying to create, to bring out some of the cheeks without having to airbrush, which I did, or not airbrush, but dry brush with some black, which I will do in a second, but I wanted to bring out some of the cheek anyways with the natural skin tone. I also went into the ears a little bit and brought some of that paint out, and the glue lines on the side of the head I really tried to accentuate because that is such an iconic feature of the mask. The lips were the most difficult part because I was trying to keep it kind of splotchy like the reference photos I had, but I think it turned out pretty well. And on the neck I also tried to blend it a little bit. Now this wouldn't be a Michael Myers mask rehaul without a black wash of paint. So basically you guys know the drill, some black acrylic, mix it, water it down, and I heavily watered it down because this isn't the 2018 mask, this is one that kind of needs to stay kind of white, kind of that fish belly white. So I mixed up a really light wash and kind of, you know, painted that on there and wiped it off as I went, kind of building up the layers. And for the most part this worked really well. The first time I did it, it was way too thick, so I had to end up watering it down and then wiping some of it off with that naphtha, which luckily didn't take off any of the paint below it. And then I'm going in and dry brushing some of areas like the cheekbones, and then I went onto the lips, and the eyebrows are also really important. So here is the final dry brush mask. The next step is obviously going to be hairstyling, which I will do in the morning because it's literally 1 a.m. when I just finished this part, so I'm excited to see that, and then the mask will pretty much be finished. So I hope you guys enjoyed that tutorial. This was a lot of fun and a lot of hard work and a lot of experimentation to really get this to look the way I wanted it to look, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. I have to give a huge shout out and thanks to the Michael Myers Net Facebook group. They were so helpful. I put a post out on how to mix latex. I got a whole bunch of great advice. There was someone else posted the whole idea on how to do the hairline. That's not my idea. I will try and give them credit down in the description because it worked so well on this mask. It really saved it when I thought I messed up that hairline. So yeah, thank you guys so much. Thank you for all the 30,000 subscribers I finally have on this channel. I've had this channel for 11 years, and I know 30,000 is it's a slow build to get up that high. I actually earned half of my subscribers last year when I started this whole Michael Myers, Jason tutorial thing. So I just wanted to say thank you guys, and if you have any ideas for what you want me to do next, please comment down below. Yeah, till next time.